represent the Franklin College Earth Club. We are a very small campus, for those of you that don't know. We have about 1,100 students. We're just south of Greenwood, but we have a big mission, and that's to basically make our campus as energy sustainable and as green as possible. So this is done two ways. We have two organizations on campus that help work together to get this done. The first one is the Green Team. This is a coalition between both students and professors, staff, anything like that, that work together. And it's kind of confusing between the two, but this is both students and staff. Whereas Earth Club, which we're representing, is strictly students. And we work all the time trying to incorporate different ideas onto campus. So a few of the things that we work to attain, in 2008, our president signed the American College and University President's Climate Commitment. So ultimately, the goal is to eliminate, if not completely, as low as possible, reduce our green emission, or our carbon emission, and make ourselves more green. And we've taken many steps to do this. And that ultimately brings us to sustainability, which we'll touch on later. But the most important part is student involvement. And we don't want staff to take a big charge in it. We want to make sure that students are involved. So a couple of the projects that we do, or a few I guess, we have successfully converted cooking oil to biodiesel. We do peak demand analysis. We have a recycling program that just got started. We have a trayless cafeteria, and we just installed energy efficient lighting in our gym.
Cooking oil to biodiesel started as a small-scale student research project. We took the cooking oil from the school's cafeteria, mixed it with potassium hydroxide and methanol, which is racing fuel, to produce the biodiesel and the byproduct glycerin. After success, as you can see by the one, sorry. After successfully producing the biodiesel, After successfully producing the biodiesel in the lab, the project went large-scale, and we can now make up to 40 gallons of biodiesel at a time. The biodiesel is being used in our campus lawnmowers on campus. And there's the picture of the biodiesel and glycerin. And there's the processor we use to make the 40 gallons of biodiesel.
So what we've recently started doing is peak demand analysis. So for those of you that don't know, your electricity is kilowatts, but you're billed in kilowatt hours. The difference is that your home usage is billed purely on kilowatt hours. A corporation like us, instead, is billed for kilowatt hours and peak demand. So this chart here shows peak demands over the last 6 years. And what you notice, which I don't know if you can clearly see the dates as well, the highest peaks correspond to September months when students return on campus. This makes sense. This is when students are moving in, all the lights are back on, the chillers are started up again, and we know it's a problem. But because we're billed by peak demand as well, we are spending a lot more money for electricity. So what we're doing now is partnering with different energy groups, trying to figure out ways that we can lower the peak demand. And then when students come back, it won't be as big of an issue, and ultimately we save money.
One of our other projects is the recycling program, which we've had recycling programs on campus for a while now, but just at the beginning of last year, we got a grant which gave us about 1,000 individual recycling containers for each individual room. And last year we labeled those, told the students what they could and could not recycle and where to recycle them, and distributed them to each dorm room. So even though we've had recycling for a while, this has been the largest expansion because now there's at least one recycling bin in each dorm room. So another thing is our cafeteria has gone trayless. This started in 2009. We used to have trays, but by getting rid of them, we reduced the amount of water used by over 1 million gallons. Okay. And also, we have changed the lighting in our gym. And this was started by a student project team which determined that the $10,000 investment needed to start the program. They researched it and found out that that would be able to be paid back within the first year. So we decided it was a good idea and changed the lighting, and that was also in 2009.
So those are some of the big projects, but just this past summer we got new cooling systems placed in the library. We were established in 1834, and the cooling systems we hadn't been replaced in like 50 to 60 years. So we have very old systems that were not energy efficient, but the purchase of the new ones has significantly reduced the amount of energy that we use. And although it's not necessarily energy efficient, we also have an organic garden that we've started, and it's a big part of the Green Initiative to get students involved in herbicide, pesticide-free growth that could eventually lead to other ideas. So the future of Franklin, we hope to eventually add more and more green initiatives. The problem right now is that we don't have the ability to fund as much, but with grants and everything else, we can hopefully build on our green initiatives and become more sustainable. We are here, obviously, to share the importance of environmental awareness because we believe it's a big part of our day-to-day lives. And ultimately, this could not be done without cooperation and collaboration. All of these projects for 1,000 students seem kind of unrealistic, and therefore it required a lot of cooperation between students and staff and grant writers and outside corporations to get this done, and none of it would have got done otherwise. So it's a very big part of what we do every day.